The very first encounter that I want to draw your attention to is in verse 21. Mark chapter 1, verse 21. It says that he and the disciples, they went into Capernaum, and immediately on the Sabbath, he entered the synagogue and began to teach. Listen to that again. They entered into Capernaum, and immediately, somebody say immediately. On the Sabbath, he walks into the synagogue, and on the spot, without time to prepare, he starts teaching. Now, I want you to get the picture here. The synagogue is filled not only with people that have come out of religious duty to hear and to receive, it is also filled with learned men, scholars of the law, people that have studied this for a living, scribes and Pharisees and scholars. He was put on the spot in the midst of people that, humanly speaking, would have been above him, more well-versed than him, more well-studied than him. This newcomer comes out of nowhere, and he begins to teach the people who are gathered. He didn't have time to prepare. He didn't have time to study. He didn't have time to get a seminary degree. He just showed up and filled the need at hand. Jesus demonstrates to us that in order for us to be able to point a sign clearly to people, what we need is the exact same thing that Jesus had on this occasion. We need supernatural ability to be married to our natural ability. We can't just come in our own skill and in our own power and think that we can fill the needs that are presented to us. We, like Jesus, when we're in a position where we're in over our heads, where we are very clearly outmatched, where there are people that are around us that are more skilled and are more talented, we need what Jesus had. We need to be able to walk into that scenario in full confidence that if my God has sent me, he will also equip me for the task at hand. Jesus is put on the spot. Immediately, he rises up to the occasion. I want to tell somebody today who is in over your head. You're on your job, you've just been promoted. You know that they know that you know you are not skilled enough for that promotion that you just got. You feel like a duck out of water. You feel like a deer caught in headlights. You have no idea how you're going to meander your way through this thing. You're just faking it till you make it. I've got good news for you. What the Holy Spirit does for you is the exact same thing that God's Spirit did for Jesus Christ on this occasion. He gives us competence, ability that comes supernaturally from the Father so that we can handle the tasks that are at hand. I want to tell you that when Jesus found himself in this scenario where he was sort of in over his head, humanly speaking, what we do not see him doing is shirking back in fear and insecurity, hoping that somebody else will fill the need at hand because he does not feel incapable. And if there's one way that the enemy seeks to take advantage of his daughters, it is to cause you to think that you are not enough, that you are not capable enough, that need that you see that needs to be filled, it better be filled by somebody else because you're not talented enough. You don't have enough time. You don't have enough patience. You don't have enough energy. But the example of Jesus shows us that the glory of God is best seen through our lives, y'all, when we step confidently into scenarios where we know up front we don't have enough, but we're trusting fully in our God to equip us for the task that is at hand. If we only ever do what we in our own natural ability are capable of doing, how does that display God's glory? That displays yours. God's glory is displayed. The supernatural is seen through our lives, where we are in positions that are beyond us, and we get to watch the Holy Spirit help us rise to the occasion.